Hey committee, Dean Marks here, doing my probably my last update video for my master's project because today is November 20th and I'm scheduled to present my master's project November 28th. So maybe do one more, but I doubt it. But anyway, I'll try to get with you guys maybe this week and maybe we can go over this in person, just kind of talk about what the project update or the thesis, whatever you want to call it, is going to look like. Just so you guys, I was just going to go through real quick. I've got a demo for a competitor, um, and this is Store Edge, which is bought by Storable. They also own SiteLink and Easy Storage Solutions, but this is their main product. And I was doing so, I was on the phone. I basically just like posed as a, potential customer, basically. But she told me that they have about 50,000 clients, and this costs $500 a month. So, I was like doing the math on that. So it was like, you know, I mean, good luck reproducing that. I'm not unaware, but like at 50,000, $500 times 12, what is that? Like 3 billion? Yeah, 300 million. So it's 300 million a year in sales. If it's, it's probably a little bit liberal estimate, maybe like 200 is probably a real number. So what is that? 120 million per year. Yeah, 120 million. So it's like if you can get 1% of the market, there's 90,000. There's 90,000 self storage facilities in America from the Bureau of Labor Statistics. So they've got 50 of the, like, let's say 100. So they're almost a monopoly. So yeah, but if you can get 1% of that, let's just say like, I don't know, you got 1,000, you're able to charge them, I don't know, maybe with credit card. Oh, and that's just the subscription fees. We're not counting credit cards either on that. But $1,000 at, I don't know, let's just say 100. But once you add in credit card fees, it's a heck of a lot more. It's like that's 100 grand. But the credit card processing is where I'm kind of wanting to actually make money. But anyway, so this is their product, and I'm not gonna lie, it is pretty good. It's better than mine at the moment. I'm not unaware, um, but like the idea is dashboard. I don't have a dashboard yet. I've got a records page, which kind of generates some stuff sort of like this. But I mean, it's just kind of Charles foot Charlesy, man. Leads. I do have a leads page, but it's integrated with my calendar, so I should probably work on that a little bit. They've got like a search anything. I've got search first name, last name, or unit number, and it all kind of like routes you to the contact card. Their tenants page, I've got something kind of similar to this, but the way I kind of visualize it is like it's like a Rolodex that you like flip through. So you find the contact card, and then from the contact card you can like do actions. The contact card is like built around the unit, and the unit's linked to the map. Is kind of how I envision mine. Um, and then they've got units. What is this? This is their map. Now I think my map is better. I tried to get into their source code and like see what was happening, but it's like very, very protected. But I mean, it's just this data visualization problem, man. It shouldn't be that hard. I haven't figured out multi-floors yet on mine. But I mean, it's kind of wonky, really, I think. It's like you click it. Does it even work? This feels wonky. What's going on? So, interesting. So you go to the map and it doesn't like link to their contact card. Pay now, move out, transfer. Interesting. Okay. So I imagine this differently than they did. This is just like quick actions. It's not like you're in their contact card and then you can like, because their contact card is better than mine. What is this? Oh, you can send them an email. I mean, theirs is, I'll show you mine in a second. It's just, I don't know, it's probably like more information on the page, but like I'm imagining the end customer is like a boomer who can barely see, who can barely like. I just wanted to make it like big font, centered, bold, not a bunch of like stuff all over the screen, not a bunch of like all of this. Like it feels like information overload to me, to my eye. But anyway, they've got access. I think I've got something like this on my reports page. That yeah, it's just I've got a reports, so like pinged gate entries goes to the gate entry codes per branch. Billing, I'm working on this. I've got something very similar to this actually. Reports, the reports page is much better than mine at the moment. You know, and it's like, does all this even really work? Like, communications, I don't have any of this. They like integrate with landlines, and I have no plan to do anything like that. That seems a little insane. Um, yeah, like anyway, I'm not gonna worry about this at all. It like records the conversations. Like that seems. I mean, it's probably just like a Google Voice integration, but like, you know, I don't know. Cases. I don't know what this is. But anyway, that's kind of theirs, and then you can like switch facility, and you know, kind of the same. Then also they've got a thing where you can like make your website kind of similar to like what I've got. Port payments accounts. Huh. Yeah. I don't know. Anyway, that's them. Um, so I got a little bit of a. Oops, I'm probably gonna restart my development server. Anyway, that's them. Um, I'm not gonna lie, it's better than mine at the moment. I'm not unaware, but I mean, I've been at it for what 6 months, and they've been at it for 24 years. So, you know, I'm not against it, but I think I can. You know, I think I can like recreate this. I really do. Like, I don't think I'm too far off at the moment. Um, Landing page, you know, same thing. Click, and it'll play a. You know, probably end up getting something a little bit more professional. I do kind of like this. Pricing and onboarding, probably going to redo this, but just, you know, information page, benefits and features page. I'll probably redo this because it's a little long and kind of wonky. But I like the idea. This helps with SEO. I think I told you guys about it. Maybe just like iterate through this and, you know, give it a little bit of a facelift and a little bit of a content look over. But yeah, so sign up and buy now, and probably like need to make these all look the same, like the um, continuation. And also for pricing, I think what I'm going to end up doing is that pricing is going to be by your units, but it's going to be a minimum, so it's going to be 20 cents a unit per month, but a minimum of $25. And that's it. And then you know, collect a little bit of the credit card processing. And then, you know, when you're ready, just sign and give me your credit card number and you're signed up, man. Um, yeah. So demo backend. So here's if so like this is the demo website, right? So like the idea is this is kind of like the program within the website basically. So like, you know, if you want to check it out, 1@Gmail, you got to give a, you know, this is just a marketing or a sales aspect of why you have to give the credit card or your Gmail because it's logged to me, so I know who's looking at it basically. And you know, not to be weird, but you'll have it looked at it. Any of my professors, so you know. And also, what's kind of interesting is that when you do that login, you have to share your location. I've already shared my location, but it will take your location and then it will generate these like locations here. So branch one is always like your actual location, right? Um, and then it will search the web for actual storage facilities that are near you. So the idea is like if you're looking at this, like I've said in Detroit or Chicago or New Orleans, whatever, when you open your demo, it's going to be like near you. And then these are actual self-storage facilities. Hey, I think it's Will's dad's place. and it just does a random search of like your location that uses the Google Maps API, and it's like self-storage facilities. Actually, it looks up the SIC number near you, near your geographic, lat lin coordinates, and then it'll do that search. So anyway, this is the new backend page. I killed the little zigzag thing. Ivan said it looked wonky, and it kind of did, because every time the page loaded, it would have to like recreate it, and then it would like drop down. I had some JavaScript that would like drop your page down, and it just felt like a little wonky. So anyway, so now it drops you down a little bit, like right here is the landing, and so it's like fake business. This would be the name of your business, the name of the branch you're working in, and then the name of your, whoever it is. Then I'll probably have another layer so that you can like sign in and sign out, but I'm not too worried about that just yet. But anyway, so like you'll change your branch. Let's go to fake branch, or wait, we're in 3. But yeah, so the map also works as like a selection mechanism. So like instead of theirs, where it's like, whoops, excuse me, where it's like switch facility, it's just like a simple little drop down. Like data visualization, man. I wanted something kind of cool. If you've got 12 units or whatever, like it might get a little complicated. Like, I don't know, for me, I understand this better than a drop down. But so anyway, so you're working in fake branch 3 now. And this would be downtown or Main Street or whatever in a real world scenario. But like, so you'd go to your faculty map. This is this is a satellite map. So like, anyway, so here's my map versus, let's look at their map. I think my map looks cooler. I think it works better too. So apparently theirs doesn't. Okay, this one's better. I guess a different facility is a little bit bigger. I don't have the zoom functionality. That would be nice. Yeah, and they went through like different approaches. Interesting. Okay. Anyway, so that's them. They've got different colors, kind of the same thing going on here. Green is in this scenario. I mean, you're just visualizing a data set. But I think what's cool with mine is I've got these things are called tooltips. So it generates the top left. And I think I'll be able to pass, right now it's just passing the unit number. I think I can pass like paid up, active status, and things like that as well. I just figured this out night before last how to do this, but I think I could pass the entire data set. But it's just the only problem I haven't wanted to is that it might get in the way of like a unit. So I don't want to throw too much, because I don't have the ability to, I can't, you can just zoom yourself, but it's not like how they have with like I wonder if I could implement something like that. I had it before, but I broke it accidentally when I went to multiple branches. Yeah. But anyway, so these will isolate, and I need to do this so it's async. It loads in at the beginning, and I can do some JavaScript so you don't have to do a page reload. But for now, it's querying back to the endpoint and then just segmenting the data and throwing it back. So I've went over this before, but like what's happening is, so you've got 3 layers basically. You've got your like satellite layer, which I'm calling the background. Then you've got a frame layer, and then you have vector boxes, which are X, Y, height, width coordinates of the database. And I'll show you how those are set up and read in here in a minute. Before I was making them myself, but I've built a mechanism for the like actual customer to upload a satellite or drone imagery, and then they can like arrange the boxes where they are themselves. So like this was made through the onboarding page, I guess you'd call it. It's in the corporate section. But I think this is cool, the background on. So like then you can kind of see, just it feels more real to me than like whatever. Like, I'm sorry, I think this is better than this. Like, I do. And anyway, so once you like click on it, let's go to this one, unit number 790. Once you click on it, it links with the contact cards. That's 790. Michael Martinez. then it's just like the idea is this contact card. And then there's some actions here at the bottom. You're gonna have your auto billing, payments, your payment history. You can take a payment, move in, move out, schedule move in, change unit numbers. So like this, that is like if you needed to move the client like to a new unit number, they need to downsize or upsize or whatever. See unit location will highlight it on the map, and a lot of these work, but I've got to refactor it because when I change to multiple facilities, a lot of the like business logic for the underlying stuff, the data architecture like changed slightly, so I'm having to like go back endpoint through endpoint, page by page, and I'm in like 50,000 lines now. And I mean, that's probably just me being a first-time developer. Like, it's like I probably should have like, I built it to, I didn't plan accordingly. But you live and learn, and yeah. But yeah, so like, let's go. And again, the way this thing works is it's just like it's the contact card on your iPhone, man. If you wanted to change, so like Michael Martinez 790, I don't know, let's name him, let's change him to Dean Marks, I don't know, maybe he got a 6 change or something. And then also he decided to stop paying his bills, I don't know, we're gonna say rented past due, and then you'd commit your edit. So then it's updated, now it's Dean Marks. So, and then also it affects the visual for the map. So what was that, 790? There it is right there. So now it's pink instead of blue. So it was, it's a rented past due. Same thing, maybe Dean decided that, he wasn't going to pay at all. And then it ended up being overlocked. Commit your edit, go back, kind of same thing. It's now you're, and when you look at all the ones that are overlocked, like, you can kind of see it. Yeah, and I'll work through some like programmatic actions so that every month you're going to be like billed basically. And that's going to be like a cron trap, I guess, to like set up for the underlying app. Again, I think these look pretty good. Benjamin Price, I don't know. You can search first name, you can search the last name. You can search a unit number. Just different ways to visualize it than what they did. They've got like a search anything, but I mean, like, what the hell else are you gonna search? It's just find a person quickly. And the way I built it around it is like, the way I thought about it is like, you've got a contact card, and you can like flip through it like a Rolodex, was kind of like the way I envisioned it. And then we've also got like a customer billing page, which is similar to what they had. And you'll be able to sort this. I've got to get some better logic built in because like rented paid up is green and past due is red, but then like it doesn't account for overlock and stuff. But yeah, so like you'd find a person. The idea is like you would sort this to. So the way that it's going to work, I haven't built the account balance page yet. I'm working on it. I hope I can get that done by the end of the week, but that might be a shortcoming. But it's supposed to short in from like negative account balance down. So like the idea is you'd go to this and you'd like start calling. And then once you find a person, you can go to each like icon here, like links to their corresponding contact card if you want to take a payment or whatever. But then also they've got a payment history page. Well, it should, unless I broke it last night. Oh, you know why? Because I've only got this set up for contact card 3. So I've only got it set up for branch 4. That's what I need to be working in. I've been working from branch 4 back, so the customer billing will work here. And it's just like once you get more branches, like this is what I was saying is that like I really needed to stick to one branch until I like figured out exactly how everything was going to work, because now it's like a little wonky with the underlying like logic. But yeah, so this is going to read in, and I'm working on building this database and setting it up with some fake accounting data, and it's going to be time series. It's going to come in, and then it's basically just going to, every person's account balance will be whatever, and then like if you needed to refund them or they came in and like the unit was too big, like you would just issue them store credit. And so every month on the first, whatever your account balance is, you're trying to like get it down to zero, So, and that is how the cron that will go on the first, where if they're set up with auto pay, it'll just like query their account, find their account balance, and then like run that through Stripe, and then siphon off 0.07% of it. Would be kind of the goal. Yeah, so a little bit left to do here. It's starting to look right, but there's still some underlying logic. A lot of this worked, but again, once did the logic jump, like I've got to just put a little bit more time into the data architecture. The calendar, it actually works now. It's working great. Every facility has its own calendar. I'm kind of proud of this one. Schedule and move in. So this is just somebody comes in. This is basically a lead. They want a 10 by 10. Their name's Dean. Their last name's Marks. Phone numbers, I don't know, just my phone number. Notes, seemed interested. I don't know, needs, quickly, I don't know, man. Schedule move in. And then, he shows up for Friday, whatever. And then I've got a way that you can like just look through all of it through the reports. Yeah, so that's, or move out, you can see like who's scheduled to move in or move out that day. Retail payment, this is just like, if you needed to account for selling tchotchkes, you can take a credit card payment, it's linked with Stripe, just take it right there, enter the amount, whatever, and then that links to it's called the retail database. You can also record checks, amount, routing numbers, whatever, record the payment, stick it in your drawer, and you got some record for it. Cash, haven't built this out, so it adds, but that takes like 2 seconds. And those all just go to a database just to record, and then it can be generated with the report section right here. I haven't completely built this out. Their reports is, it's better than mine. I'm not going to lie. But I'll get some cool data visualizations in. I'm not that worried about it, but, I'm not unaware this is a little underwhelming. But I think this is kind of cool. You can download single day, all income, just kind of like pick a day. It goes back a year. You hit download and download Excel file. Every normie knows how to like use Excel, so it's just downloads an Excel file, man. Credit card reports, the checks that came in and the cash that came in, like what else do you need? They've got all this crazy stuff in their reports page, but it's like, I don't know, man, financial, I even studied economics, but it's just like this just seems like overkill. It's a money recording device, man. Like, I guess the fees, that's probably a good one. Facility ledger. Yeah, I haven't built my fees page out yet or incorporated that logic, but it's coming. Automation page, again, these are just like when you're onboarding, like the messages that get emailed or text. So you'll need to, I've got like necessary values that you have to use for this to work. First name, last name, unit number, gate code, username, password, whatever. Then from there, you can just put for each branch, this one's like welcome to branch 4. If you're on branch 1, it'd be welcome to fake branch 1. Yeah, and then you save your automation settings. Then like if I sign up, that's the text or email I'm gonna get, or also the reports. I think this is interesting. It'll generate a daily report of like, how much cash came in and was recorded. And then it combines that, turns that Excel file into a PDF, and then it'll email to whoever at 5 o'clock. Because a lot of these facilities like basically have to do this end-of-day report to give their accountant at the end of the year. Yeah, so, and then we've got edit your website. So this will correspond to your front-end website. So I think I say here, changes made in the back end impact databases and corresponding front-end web pages. So like whatever you do here, is going to affect the web page for fake business code / fake branch 1 or fake branch 4, because that's what we're working on. So you can, change the color, change the theme color, and it's, you don't have that much freedom, but I mean, it's just like you can put your address, your website, your hours, whatever. You can pick some SEO keywords. You can upload images in the virtual tour. You can also link to a YouTube video. These are, I probably need to change these because these are for a facility. These are for a assisted living facility that we're selling. Then you can, about page, content, I probably need to write that. And then a list of current services, just like a bullet point of your services. Then once you save that, it will affect the front end. And maybe I should show the front end real quick, because I changed a little bit of the facelift to the front end. Again, the front end, once you'll have to do this, and it'll, again, save so I can know who's actually looking at this. Again, I killed the zigzag up here and just did the retain. And I think I said note changes made to the front end demo will impact back-end databases and inventory levels. Test new customer checkout using fake credit card number 4242. This is the fake credit card that master gives you. Databases and web page will be reset to default daily at 12 a.m. Central. And so I'll just have like a cron tab that'll update my database based to the default settings, because this is just going to be out on the internet. It's like theoretically, anybody could just come in here and like just rent out to whoever with the fake stuff, and then like my inventory levels are low, so I'll have to like reset it to default every day. And again, the fake branch things, like these will, if you use the right, I should probably put a link for demo purposes. Here's a database of things you can use to try. But like only fake branch 1 is going to open because these coordinates were randomly generated and thrown out close to the coordinates that I have now. So fake branch 1, if you put the right code in, it will open. And I need to get with PKI Gates, is like the main person who runs these gates. They're basically Raspberry Pis, but they've already figured it out and figure out how to get integrated with their API to work. Then log into your account. And man, what I've learned with this project is it just never ends. It's just, you're just constantly making web page logic endpoints. It's just deeper and deeper. It's just like, it's so much. I have so much respect for software engineers now, because it's just, you make it look good, and then it's just like, okay, another level. And now I've got to log into my account for this branch and this branch and this branch, and it's just, it has gotten really complicated. But yeah, so fake branch, and again, this works just like the back end. You're able to switch between branches. So like, let's go to fake branch 4, and then the prices, the aesthetic, the prices, and the inventory are all going to be different because they're set up on different databases. But like, if you wanted to rent now, you could rent, I think it's starting to look pretty good. Video gate page guide for this page will show you how to do it. You got to upload your driver's license. Right now, let's take a picture. I probably need to have an upload button too, so you can just like upload, but I don't want to do this. Once you log in, it'll affect the inventory. It'll move you in on the back end. It'll upload your image. It'll shoot you a phone number and an email of the automation settings that you set up. Virtual tour, depending on what you had, I think this might start playing. Yep. So it starts playing a YouTube video instantly once you load. And then it has images, just whatever images you have. And these are literally just the images that I had just sitting on my computer. I just happen to have these. I need to make it more real. But yeah, I haven't built the size calculator all services page yet. The size calculator, I found a good page that I was thinking about stealing. I think this is kind of cool on mobile. It turns to like this kind of setup. That needs to be, on mobile, that needs to be 97% width. Okay. Yeah, so that's, just kind of the front end. Just real quick on the back end. So on the corporate settings, so this is kind of neat. I don't want to nuke my database. You know what? Let's change to fake branch 1 because I can nuke. Actually, let's go to fake branch 2 because I can nuke that database. Fake branch 2, change. All right, so now let's go to the corporate settings here. So we've got 347 people. They're getting charged 20 cents, so they're getting 64.6 a month. So let's delete this database. Are you sure? Yep. So we just deleted their underlying database. And if you want, you can download the current database, which I probably should have done. Download a blank database as a template, but I already have one, and then you can upload a new database. And you can also expand your current database, but we just nuked that one, so let's just kind of start over. Test 6, yep, so this is it. Then we're going to upload it. And this is just some fake data that I've already got. So now, again, we're at 338 units, and it's charging them, so it's going to be, roughly $70 a month. Branch variables, you can't change that at the moment because I don't want, it'll mess up the downstream logic, so it's just, you can look at it for now. But like in here, you would put your credit card and your credit card routing number and account number, payout, your latitude and longitudinal coordinates for the gate, that's important in here, and then how far away you'll accept those gate coordinates being in. So, I would do it 75 feet. Taxes and fees section, they've got that, and that's pretty rich in their setup. Mine is just kind of placeholder at the moment. Again, it's just, there's so many levels to this. And the way I set this up is, I know that Ivan said I need to do a hierarchical kind of thing, and maybe I'll do that eventually. And what he means by that is like you hit corporate settings, and then it's like a drop down of like, it would be like customer database page, branch variables section, and maybe I should have done that, but that's just not how I built it at the time. It probably would have even been simpler to do that, but that's just not how I chose to do it. I don't know. And so yeah, so anyway, just real quick in the corporate section, so maybe we don't want to use that. We don't want to use that imagery. You can either upload an image, which is I think what I did for this, just like from Google Earth, or you can capture your own satellite imagery. And let's just capture our own because I think that's kind of cool. Storage, there's one near me. I like their facility, looked kind of cool. So this is at Canis Road. It's close to me. Canis Road. You find it. I think I've probably showed you guys this before. But I made this so big because you're capturing the image. So like, this form is like bigger, wider than this form because you have to like capture the image. But I always recommend, just kind of like that. Capture image. Don't you found me? All right, there you go. And then you have to kind of crop it. And you know what? This might actually, I think I might have a JavaScript error in here. It's going to say that it didn't work, but it actually does work after you uncrop it. So you can kind of crop it, and then you can kind of rotate it. And the idea is I would get it kind of, the idea is to get it as straight a lines as you can. It's like we're not reinventing Photoshop, but you got some light editing. You can apply your crop. And here's where I think the issue might be, that you have to let it kind of sit for a second to like get to the back end. So once I submit this, it might break. Let's see. Oh, okay. I guess so. Cool. Then it's going to reload the page. And the reason I did that is just so you can prove that it's uploaded. So there's our new satellite imagery. And then I think I'm kind of proud of this. So if you want to edit your map model, so instructions, I need to like build out some richer instructions here. But basically, I may have showed you guys this before, but like the database that we uploaded here, in it is, and it's just an expansion of the, just follow the instructions that, you know, from the template. But I mean, it's just like, you know, it's just like unit status, unit number and unit size, and then rent amount. And so that, depending on like what you give that, is these are programmatically generated. And then it's just like, you know, you can size the blocks. I always say like, it's probably a good idea to like try to size the blocks first. Then I've got this thing, it's called an anchor block. You got to kind of put it down here in the bottom right. I think I've got better logic that I can not have to do this, but right now, for it to work, you've got to do that. But let's just real quick do a few to prove that this kind of works. Let's just drop a couple blocks. I don't know. I don't want to spend a bunch of time on this, but just so you guys can kind of realize, see what's going on. And so like, you know, this has 300 units. Like, these blocks are actually probably a little big for this, but I don't really care. Let's just, you know, this is supposed to represent 5 by 5. In reality, that would probably be like a lot smaller, actually. It's probably about accurate. Yeah, I mean, it's 5 by 5, that's 10 by 10. Yeah. Then, you know what? I had an algorithm that sorted these properly by their dimensions, but I don't know what happened. Anyway, all right, so let's, and then you can also turn this on or off if you want to, like, you know, get it straight. You'll update your model. Oh, and this just tells you to like make sure that you've got the anchor block, that's what I'm calling it, in the bottom right, so it knows the proportions, so it'll align the rector boxes and the satellite imagery. Proceed. You're going to get a page reload. And I think this JavaScript, this suite alert, I think that's kind of a nice touch. Your model's been updated. So now if we go and check, when we're in Fate Branch 2, we go and check its facility map. Boom, there's what we just did. And it's, you know, already color coded. And, you know, you got to play with the anchor block a little bit to make it align perfectly, but like, you know, you get it. You know, unit number, and then you click on it, and there's the person, Deanna Allen, and it's just a visual representation of the data that we uploaded. We can start kind of jiving from there. So I am about out of breath, but yeah, I mean, I think it's kind of coming along. So yeah, and then, you know, jump out, jump in, switch to other branches. But yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. I think I've done a lot of work. I think it's starting to look like an app, and you know, I'm proud of it. So anyway, if you guys have any questions for me, I know this video is long. Appreciate it. I will see you guys on the 8th. Happy Thanksgiving, and let me know if you have any questions. Thanks.